4A Division II State Championship Press Conference. We have here Goose Creek High School, Coach Chuck Reedy, Greenwood High School, Coach Dean Cathcart. Both teams coming to the championship with records of 13-1. Coach Cathcart, if you'll introduce your guests here today, and then Coach Reedy.
We've got our principal, Dr. Beth Taylor. We've got Mark Lewis, linebacker for us. We've got Spearman Robinson, leading receiver. We've got Lorenzo Mathis, who is a running back and DB for us. Also, our assistant head coach, Ken Ray, is back there. And our school board chair, Shell Dooley, is back there.
I'm happy to introduce our principal, Mr. Jimmy Husky. And we have on this end Raymond Robinson. Raymond is a 3-year starter for us, outside linebacker. We have Matt Stephenson, a 3-year starter for us, offensive guard. And we also have one of our coaches, Scott Durham, here as well.
Very good. Okay, this time we'll open the floor for questions.
Coach Reedy, could you, most people felt like these were the two best teams in Division II back in August, and this was a collision course waiting to happen. It doesn't always happen that way, but the fact that your team has overcame that early loss to a team from Florida and then just have dominated people, can you just talk about the maturity that your team has shown from day one, just on the focus part?
Yeah, well, I think this football team, the last 2 years we've been in the, got beat in the semifinals to the eventual state champion. And these guys and a bunch of other guys on our team played in both of those games. And so from the very beginning, I mean, our focus has been on getting to the state championship game and winning the state championship. And they've done a tremendous job, I think, of playing at a high level every week. That's what we try to make them understand. To avoid those pitfalls throughout the course of the season, you have to play at a high level every week, and I think they've done an excellent job of doing that. We scheduled the team out of Florida because we wanted somebody that would be very challenging to us, and certainly they were, but it was also a very, very good experience for us. And even though we lost the game 52-51, I think that we gained a lot from that, and it's made us better.
Can you talk about the defense? We were joking about it, you don't keep stats, but I mean, they've been the difference, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, the difference in our football program now is that defensively, we're better than we've ever been. We had 8 starters coming back. We knew that would be a strength of our team. We've got 4 linebackers that have all been 2- and 3-year starters, and certainly, they're the core of our defense. But we run very, very well, and if you take out the 52 points to that team, we're giving up around 5 or 6 points a game the rest of the season. So really our defense has been the difference in us being able to get over that hump and get to the state championship game.
Coach Cathcart, would you just talk about your season and expectations? You were there last year. And in Greenwood, they'd expect you to do it again. They expect you to be there every year. But this team has had some new pieces and new parts, but you kind of survived the schedule.
Well, we played a schedule that I think, if you look at it, I think every team but 3 on our schedule qualified for the 4A playoffs. So we played a very, very challenging schedule. In my first 2 years, to be honest with you, Greenwood, we've been very fortunate. We've been relatively injury-free. This year, we haven't been nearly as fortunate, but yet we've had some guys step up in roles and really do a great job of filling in for us. So, I think that's probably one of the things I'm most proud of this year is we've had guys out for an extended period of time, key players, but we've had guys that were ready to step in and fill that role, and that's kind of what a consummate team has, and we've been fortunate to have that this season.
Coach Reedy, I think your personal story is fascinating. You coach with Danny Ford, Baylor head coach. You drive 100 miles to work a lot, never Goose Creek. What led you to Goose Creek? They were rock bottom when you got there, and I do mean rock bottom. The challenge of taking over the program 8-9 years ago, what led you to Goose Creek? And just tell us about the fact that you must feel led to Goose Creek or blessed to Goose Creek, because I don't know any other high school coach in the state that on certain occasions has to drive 100 miles to work every day.
Well, when I made the decision to go back into coaching, you know, I wanted to go back into high school coaching because I really felt like, you know, that the good Lord had given me any talent that it was to relate to young people, and then I needed to use that talent to try to make a difference in young people's lives. And there were several opportunities, and you know, Goose Creek was just the most appealing to me. The location and the commitment that I felt, and even as bad as they were, you know, I felt like that we could build a program there, you know, over time. And it's been the greatest experience of my coaching career. I mean, and I certainly enjoyed coaching in college and Clemson, and all those things were great. But you know, it has truly been a blessing for me, and to go to work every day knowing that you have an opportunity to impact young men's lives and make a difference in their lives. You know, Goose Creek, for those of you that don't know, we're a lower middle income community. And we have a lot of young men that, you know, that don't have both parents at home. And so, you know, we really do, you know, have a great opportunity to make a difference in their lives. And that's what's, and my wife just walked in, and you know, and you know, we feel like they're, you know, they're all our kids. I mean, I don't have any sons, and you know, I feel like I've got, you know, hundreds of them, and it's just a blessing.
How do you handle the logistics of work, you know, getting back and forth to Goose Creek? You've got 2 homes, correct?
Yeah, we have a place at Folly Beach, and you know, and I stay there most of the time during the season. And she's very, very patient and understanding, and she comes on Friday nights, and you know, she's our biggest cheerleader. But you know, that's, you know, you got to make it work. And you know, we've had opportunities to get closer, but I would never coach anywhere other than Goose Creek. I mean, I truly love the place, and you know, and it's just been special.
Could each coach address the other team? I mean, you've had a glimpse of film. You know, you had a chance to look at each other. Could you talk about how your strengths play to the opponent, or what they do well, what you do? I mean, could you just kind of give us a brief synopsis of what the game should be like?
Sure. You know, Greenwood is the best football team that we've played this year. You know, they're certainly defensively. They're very athletic. They're very, very well coached. They run well. They do a great job, and so they will be the biggest challenge that we faced all year from a standpoint of moving the ball offensively. And offensively, you know, they do a great job with what they do. They've got some you know, excellent skill players. You know, you know, we've got a tremendous challenge in front of us, and we know that. You know, when you get to this game, you know, both teams are going to be very, very good, and you know, certainly Greenwood doesn't disappoint. They're an excellent football team.
Likewise, Goose Creek is the total package. They're very, very well coached, run the football as well as any team we've seen for a long time. Physical, they play the game the right way. They're very much impressive they're very impressive rather on defense. Like Coach said, they've got great team speed. They fly around the football on defense. You know, of your 4 linebackers, 2 of them are in all-star games. You know, that's a good nucleus for your defense right there. Tailback's a tremendous player. Fullback's a tremendous player. Quarterback's having a great year. You know, they're impressive to watch on film. And like Coach says, you know, we know we have a great challenge in front of us, but you ought to have a great challenge in week 15. You know, and got a lot of respect for them. I spent some time with Coach when I was recruiting for Presbyterian when he first got hired, and I knew what Goose Creek was when he took over, and him, Coach and his staff have done just an unbelievable job of turning that program around, and you know, taking them from not being relevant to being a contender every single year for our state championship, and that's very, very impressive. And you know, it should be a good physical football game.
people that traditionalists will enjoy this football game. There won't be a whole lot of direct shotgun snaps.
You're not going to see a spread, huh?
No, unless Gene fools us, you know.
Coach, I gotta ask you, your philosophy about rarely punting no matter where you have the ball on the field, is that something that you have studied, you know, mathematically? Because I mean, like 15-yard line, you'll go for it sometimes. What makes you go for fourth downs, you know, so much?
I'm not smart enough now to mathematically figure it out, Billy, okay? But our philosophy is this: we believe that we can make 2 yards anywhere on the field. We got a better chance of making 2 yards than punting the ball 30 yards down the field. I mean, and so, you know, we really have no qualms. Under 2 yards, you know, we don't care where it is, you know, we'll go for it. I mean, we believe, and if we can't make 2 yards, then, you know, we probably not going to win a football game. But, you know, that's, and that it really kind of came about because it was 1 year back, way back, when we didn't have a snapper, we didn't have a punter, we didn't have a kicker. So we went forward on fourth down all over the field. Actually, it was against Greenwood in the playoffs, Coach Dula, and they beat us. I think it was 37-30. And twice we went for it about our 20-yard line on fourth and long, and they stopped us. But and we went for 2 every time on extra points because we just didn't have it. You know, now we've gotten where we do have a good kicker and we can punt the ball if we need to, but we don't like to punt it. I don't like the call for the punt team.
For Coach Cathcart and Spearman Robinson, you guys got this far last year. What does it mean to get back and to kind of have that second chance?
Well, you know, it speaks to our players and coaches, you know, that we preach to our guys that the football team's legacy is that they remember November, you know, that's when big games are played. And if you're fortunate enough to continue on and play in December, then obviously you're playing for all the marbles. But, you know, like I said, I think the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that we have been a little nicked up and banged up, like everybody is, but we've had, it seems like, more than our share this year. But yeah, we've had guys step in and do the job for us when we needed them to. And, you know, obviously last year, I don't know that we took our best swing. I don't know that it would have mattered. I think we were playing the best team, all classifications in the state. Coach can attest to that. I mean, they're just very good, and we didn't play particularly well. You know, hopefully we may learn from that experience, maybe not be quite as doe-eyed in the big stadium and what have you, but you know, it's a totally different team, totally different challenge. You know, we're again playing one of the best teams in the state, and you know, feel like we have a pretty good team too. So we're excited about it. You know, last year one thing that was unique is I got to coach against a guy that coached me in the North-South game here in this state, and Coach Wallace. And this year I get to coach against a guy I used to look up to a lot when I was young and starting out in coaching and growing up in Clemson. Coach Wren and Coach Ford used to allow me to come to practice, and I'd follow Coach Reedy around, and he was coaching quarterbacks. I wanted to be a quarterback coach and things like that. So, you know, it's an honor to coach against him. It's an honor to be in this game, and like I said, I think the main thing I want to focus on this year is that we don't beat ourselves. We take care. You know, Goose Creek's good enough. We don't need to help them like we helped Northwestern last year.
Coming into this year game, I feel like we're coming in with a better mindset. Last year kind of coming in, it was just getting, like Coach said, kind of being doe-eyed of playing down in Carolina. So I think we're gonna this year probably just be a little bit more smart in the head about the way we take things and the way we play, and we put our best foot forward this year.
I hope we won't be as excited to see Sammy Watkins' locker as we were Marcus Lattimore's last year.
And that does play a part. I mean,
oh yeah. My son, I told Coach earlier, my son, if we had lost the toss and Coach had been in the Clemson locker room, I was going to have to ask him for my ball boy son, could he go see Sammy's locker? And you expect that from your little 13-year-old son who's a ball boy. You don't necessarily expect it from your starters to be taking cell phone pictures. But it is part of it. And fortunately, Coach Reedy and I have talked about the challenges of playing a noon game. we actually, we're sharing ideas about, and for them, the travel is a huge issue. They're going to have to go spend the night. We're going to leave in the morning. But I think we're both going to go have a walk through, kind of get acclimated to the stadium and things like that. I know Coach and them played University at noon on a Saturday, I believe. So we haven't had a day game, but hopefully, we'll get acclimated, walk around, and get the lay of the land up there. Coach Reedy's coached in that stadium and called plays in that stadium. I held the clipboard for the Citadel in that stadium, praying to God that Michael Dean Perry didn't rip off 3 quarterbacks' heads and me have to go in. I think we both have a good plan, and the fact that there's no advantage or disadvantage. I know he's got a lot of travel and distance, but they'll handle that by staying up.